Hey guys, quick video today. I'm Gary. I'm a grateful recovering alcoholic and drug addict. Um, so, you never know who's watching, right? You never know who's watching you, and you never know what kind of impact you're going to have on somebody. And the impact that I want to leave on people today is something positive and something good. And it hasn't always been that way. I used to not give a fuck what kind of impact I left on you. And I basically wanted to keep you at bay, at a distance, because I was afraid of everything, especially when I was in high school. When I was a kid in high school, so somebody sent me a message, and it was a guy I had gone to high school with, and he was like, hey, I've been watching some of your videos, and I love what you're doing, and it's helped me a lot with a certain situation, a personal situation I had with a family member. Helps me to understand the disease of alcoholism and drug addiction. And I want to talk to you about something. And, you think you can make time for that? I was like, absolutely. So I give him my phone number, and he says, I'm out. I think he said he was out of town, and he'll call me back in a couple days. And he called me in a couple days. The dog next door, well, fucking kill him, but he's a good dog. So he calls the other day, and I was like, we had a great conversation. I had not talked to him since like 1983 or 1982, since I was like a freshman in high school, freshman, sophomore year, right? And, we caught up on things, and we talked about life, and it was just a great call, and just to connect with somebody, an old friend that, you share that history of going to the same school and being raised in the same town, same group of people. And it was nice to have that. And then he says, hey, I wanted to talk to you about something. I wanted to kind of, and he brought up how I had, bullied him and left a really bad impression on him, and it was actually heartbreaking to me, because I had just made this connection, and I didn't know what he wanted to talk about, and I don't even remember. I don't remember back then. All I can do is remember my character back then, and try to remember what I was going through and how I handled things. And I was just, I had my group of friends, and I was just probably one of the tough guys at school. And I kept everybody else at bay. I had a close group of friends, and everybody else I was kind of kept them away from me with that tough guy facade that I put up, because I was frightened to death. And when you see tough guys and those bullies and stuff like that at school, those kids are usually just scared to the core. And it takes years to understand that. Once I could start understanding myself, then I could start understanding others, But it took years to understand that. But I left that impression on him, and I've been thinking about, that's not what I want people to remember me for. That's not what I want people to get out of knowing me, Yeah, he was an asshole. And man, I've left probably many people thinking that in life, and it's not what I want. I used to not give a shit what people thought, or I would, yeah, I just didn't give a shit. If you weren't in my clique, I didn't give a shit. And I guess a lot of that comes with just being youthful, and not everybody acts like that, but, it's, I'm on a different path today. And all these great things that I've learned in sobriety, and some of the hard knocks in life. But I got to say, the bulk of the good stuff that I've learned has been being in the program of Alcoholics Anonymous, Narcotics Anonymous. The bulk that I've learned about myself has been by working the 12 steps. And I'm sitting here today because of the program of Alcoholics Anonymous. I've spent, almost 20 years of my life sober, 19 years of my life sober because of the program of Alcoholics Anonymous. And I know more about this person and what makes him tick because of the program of Alcoholics Anonymous and the 12 steps. And I know that this person, I'm full of love. And I want to be helpful and useful and live a purposeful life. I don't want to leave those kind of impressions on people. This guy had enough class and courage to pick up the phone and call me and say, you know what, I'm working on these things in my life, and this is a part of the puzzle that, it's going to help me understand me and the situation. And what, we're both recovering. He's not an alcoholic or an addict, but he's working on himself. So I think that's, what he also could respect about me is maybe I'm not that fuckhead anymore, and he sees a guy that's willing to get through life and want to live a happy, purposeful life and be useful to others. Because that's where the happiness is at. That's where the happiness is at for me. If I could be useful and I put my head down at night and I know that I've been good to others and good to my employer, honest with people, and helpful, just helpful in general. I don't want to leave people with those shitty impressions anymore. So I didn't remember any of this shit, but you never know. If you walk around and you're in a bad mood at the coffee shop and you treat somebody like shitty, or they see you lash out at somebody, that's their impression of you. And I don't want to be viewed that way. And I know I know we don't live our we try not to live our lives on what other people think of us, but I can speak for myself. I don't want people to think I'm an asshole. I want to be approachable. I was not approachable in high school. I wasn't approachable as a young man. Like I said, I was frightened to death of the world, and it took years for me to figure that out. And I found it out through Alcoholics Anonymous and Narcotics Anonymous. I can't say enough about the program, you guys. And